So you probably remember the drill back in the day because you were running these card shows. It's like the 88 to 92 window was tough because there was a lot of it, you know.
It started in 86, actually.
Yeah?
When they started overproducing.
Yeah.
And we got into it just as they were starting to overproduce the cards. But he went all the way back to 55. And so the older cards were where the money was. And he had basketball, baseball, football.
So what did you learn during that time with reselling? How would you sell stuff?
Well,
Was there rhyme or reason to it?
yeah, there was. We took certain boxes with us.
Yeah.
Took a lot of the stars, a few of the sets and things, whatever was hot at the time.
Okay, so Benita seems to have some experience. She sat at card shows. She took her kids to these events. Explaining to her the reality of junk wax is probably not going to be that hard. Oh, some of these are the sealed ones. There's some basketball.
No. There's a few boxes. This one seems to be mixed.
Junk wax can sometimes be sugar-coated when you find it wrapped. There's a couple sealed cases and a bunch of sealed boxes of some pretty decent junk wax product. Are these binders full?
Pretty
I guess we'll
much.
find out. Oh, okay.
I haven't looked at them in a while. If they're not, the ones that are full might be over here.
So was it mostly positive memories in the sports car world? Or do you see this as a bring back
it was.
stress?
You know, it was a learning experience.
Yeah.
You know, our youngest was around 10 when we started. The other one,
Yeah.
a few years older. The other one kind of aged out with me, and the youngest for the most part later. But the one thing I looked at was if it interfered with them learning school at school and keeping their grades up, it was going to be, no, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
But what I saw was the youngest excelled in school. He could count a handful of cards and give a price to a customer better than I could.
These are always tough situations because I feel some of that burden that she has. I know she wants to get rid of this stuff. She's getting older. She wants to move on from it. I mean, you guys deal with that too. What do you do in that situation? Family member wants to get rid of these cards. You know the value's not high. How do you encourage them to get rid of those cards? Let me know in the comments below. So this is kind of a combination of everything I found. Some decent like early 90s stuff. Great Tony Gwynn rookie. That looks like it's in pretty good. You never know. That's in a screw down how good a condition that is. You know, some 60s Yastrzemski stuff. That Ted Williams we showed earlier. Some cool stuff. But I found this in a box over there earlier, and it was just late 90s, early 2000s autographs. Again, I mean, it's Quincy Morgan, Dante Culpepper, Edgar and James Refractor, Jerry Rice numbered, Javon Curse. There's some cool stuff. That Ricky Waters Atomic Refractor. I'm going kind of fast. You know, Eddie George Refractor. These are all awesome cards. The Gallery Heroes, the original stained glass of Mark Brunell. That's pretty sweet from 97. Handful of things where I thought, oh, this is pretty cool. Brett Favre jersey. Oh man, I am trying my hardest to keep the number high, but every time I go through a box, the number I'm willing to pay just keeps getting lower and lower. I've looked for maybe 2 hours. This is what I found that I would take home with me right now. That is the big problem that I face. One important thing to clarify. Marshall let us know before we came that him and his boys already took most of the 50s and 60s vintage and some of the top modern players like Jordan, LeBron, and Kobe. So we